Yo, we got there in the end, finally beating Wolves, man. A lot of people are saying that the performance wasn't very good, though. Are you more in, let's just be happy that we beat them and don't care how, or did you see frailties in the performance?
For me, it's like, obviously, when the season started, we all knew. Obviously, I missed the first like 15-20 minutes. I was coming down from London.
You didn't miss much, man. Yeah, we were bad.
I can imagine. So when I came in and I'm looking at the way the game's playing, and I ain't been down to Old Trafford for a minute. So I've been going to a lot of away games. I think my last game was last season at Watford. So coming down to see, I wanted to see what's really going on, because when you're watching it on telly, you're just thinking, we ain't got a midfield, it's dead, they're not trying. But seeing it in real life again and coming down to the stadium, the midfield, we just ain't got a midfield. And the reality is, though, when we saw what happened at the beginning of the season in terms of the players that we brought in, we all knew we weren't really going to finish in the top four. But as United fans, obviously seeing it unfold in front of us, a bit difficult for us to kind of take. But if we're all realistic with ourselves and we look at the buyers and the players that we brought in, because obviously everyone's upset and thinking we can do better, Ollie can do better, he can position it better, he can like strategically, like tactically make the players do this, do that. But at the end of the day, when you look at the players that we got, what really can he do with them type of players, especially in the midfield? So for me, I just look at the back four and I think, you know what, the back four and the players that he brought in, they're doing okay in terms of the buyers. Then we know that up front, our players, the strikers, they score goals when they get the service. So for me, I just want to see him with a window when he brings in midfielders, and I'll give him till most probably like December next year and see what's really going on. Because I think if he's got his midfielders in and we're pushing, because look, everyone keeps on saying bring in Poch and replace Ollie. So my thing is, what has Poch done in terms of what's his heights? So his heights is top four, consistently getting top four and going to a Champions League final. So my thing is, and that's over a 4 or 5 year period at Tottenham. So my thing is, can't Ollie do that in 4 years, get us top four consistently and maybe get us
what have you seen in Solskjaer's this first year then that makes you think he potentially can? With the Pochettino thing, the argument is that he's improved players. He's made Tottenham into a mid-table team, into consistent challenge. Got them into top four every year. Over a period of time with a lesser budget. Yeah. So the theory that some people have thrown out there is that actually, with more money, with his skills and pedigree that he's shown at Southampton as well, we don't forget that. Yeah. Into younger players like Dele Alli's brought Kane through, built a team that he could probably do that here with better resources and better players, but. Do you not see that?
I can see that Solskjaer's improved our strikers. He's a striker coach. So obviously he's made the strikers do what they got to do. And on top of that, like I keep saying, he ain't got a midfield. But for as far as I'm concerned with in terms of what Solskjaer can bring to the team, I think we just got to give him time. Because the reality is, I remember Klopp's his first 2 seasons at Liverpool, they were going mental, saying he's just a German Brendan Rodgers, they're losing one game, winning a game, losing a game, They've forgotten all of that. If you look back to his first 2 seasons, Liverpool fans were going crazy about Klopp. Some of them were saying they want him out, he's no good. Now they're all singing his name and they've forgotten all about
the patience and the time.
And I feel like United would be exactly the same. My thing is this. Solskjaer might not be able to win us the league, but he can take us to that next level. And what's that next level for me? That's that Pochettino next level. Consistently getting into the top 4 and maybe getting to a semi-final or whatever. But I think he can get the nucleus of a strong team where next man can come in now, buy 2 players and bang, we're competing.
That's one thing I have always said, is that I feel that Solskjaer, no matter what you think of him, I still believe that he can leave us in a better position for somebody else. Whether he's going to take us to the heights, we don't know. Probably not.
And I think the position we're in now, it's too early to bring someone else in because there's a couple more pieces missing for that next manager. I think we still need to give him enough time so he can add a couple more pieces. So when that next man comes in, it's not the Glazers, they're not giving him the money, he ain't got to play, blah, blah. We know that. And on top of that, Solskjaer, he's buying players for the club, not for himself. He's not buying players to save his own like position within as the manager and stuff like that. Whereas if we bring in certain managers, they ain't got no connection to that club. They're going to buy players to save themselves that season. Whether they get sacked and then we have to sell them players like 12 months on, 18 months on. Solskjaer's not doing that. He's thinking, even if I go, what am I leaving behind at Old Trafford and who's going to be here? Okay. And I think because of that, we got to give him a chance. Man.
Okay, fair play. On tonight's game.
Yeah, let's go.
To finish off with it, I mean, did you think that we were in trouble at any time? Was you worried?
I said to my brother, listen, if they score now, we're done. Yeah. It's one of them games that if they score first, we just can't get back. We didn't have it in us you know what I mean, to get it back. And I just felt like we got to score that first goal. And a lot of times watching United this season, it's been like that, where you feel like if anyone scores now, we're done. We just can't get back. We ain't got it in us.
We're not that team, are we?
We're not that team, and that's because to get back in the game, you need that midfielder. It's always that midfielder that will drag the game back and start putting them balls in and dragging, making things tick. We don't have that. We have Fred that's trying to do everything. He's at the back, he's at the front, he's on the wing, and he can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we even just get in another midfielder, if we can get him in this, this window, and we can get a couple people back fit, then I think we've got a chance to just kind of get in the top 4 and take it from there next season.
Respect, bro. Nice one, brother. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.